You've tuned in to Health 360, and on the show this week, as always, we will tell you everything you need to know about what is making headlines in the world of health and fitness. We're tracking health trends, and what I came across this week was a report on geriatric health. Our seniors, who now make up about 11% of the population, will by 2050 make up about 20% of the population. Fact is that with the growing geriatric population, India needs a policy change on helping them in their emotional, mental and physical well-being. Are we ready? Also on Health 360 this week, what are the foods that are actually good for your brain health? We'll also tell you why the Prime Minister is stressing on the importance of organ donation. I'm Sneha Mordani. This is Health 360. Our top focus this week is on India's aging population. India's senior citizen population is projected to surge to around 230 million by 2036, making up about 15% of the total population. Geriatric care must be recognized as a core public health priority, on par with mental health and non-communicable diseases. That's what experts are now saying. Focus on digital literacy and emotional well-being as well should be there, and this is the time to start. Listen in.
We feel as if we are being eliminated step by step.
ऐप्स के को एक्सेस करना मुश्किल हो जाता है क्योंकि पासवर्ड नहीं याद रहते।
कुछ नई चीज़ें सीखने में कई बार डिफिकल्टीज।
Digital literacy is very much needed in some of us because we don't know the latest features and things are moving so fast.
Well, these are our seniors, folks who have brought us up, taken care of us and furthered the cause of the nation's progress. Now in their twilight years, they need our support, and as a country, everyone's support in moving ahead with dignity and with respect.
So geriatric care is no longer an option because India's population is rising, specifically elderly population, and with passing time, with good medical management, more and more people are now entering into the elder age group. So we need geriatric medicine for sure.
Picture this. India by 2050 will not be a country of youngsters. We will have a considerable big population of the elderly. While India is not yet affected by population aging to the extent that some other nations are, there will nevertheless be an increased need for government assistance, government oversight and also care facilities, according to this report.
After recovery from hospitalization, they need support which can be taken care at the family level by trained caregiver or community worker if they are interested, which is probably needed. Many rehab can be done by community participation, provided we can create that mechanism to train the community volunteer along with caregivers.
Then there is a challenge of an urban-rural divide in access to medical services.
Hopefully with the efforts from the private hospitals, from the government, I am hopeful that with time we can achieve that target, and the infrastructure will be built and the treatment can be provided at rural India also. But that needs a very strong action now, because as the population is aging, we are not preparing according to that.
Elderly health needs do not just require hospitalization, but can be effectively managed through trained caregivers at home via home-based services.
After retirement, you start losing your purpose. That is one of the reasons I tell my patient always to prepare yourself even after retirement. So let's say someone is getting retired at the age of 60 or 65 and he's living 90, 95. So next 30 years, if they don't have any plan, seniors are prone for social isolation, and you'll be surprised to know around 60 to 70% elderly people are suffering from either low or moderate grade depression, which is mostly undiagnosed.
Investing in geriatric care is not just a healthcare necessity, it is a moral and national imperative.
few of the NGOs, very larger NGOs like HelpAge India, Age Well, they are working very good on for the providing the elder care. But the issue is that these things are going on from last 1 decade, but there is no significant change we have seen. So the progress is very slow, but the population rise is very sharp. So that's why it is also a divide, or we can say the difference in that also, which we have to take care.
Earlier, families took care of their seniors, but a lot has changed over the years. Urban migration and nuclear households mean many seniors are living alone or with limited support.
जब देखो तू फोन पे ही लगा रहता है।
आप भी तो लगे रहते हो आजकल।
Imagine not being able to do what everyone around you seems to be mastering. Using a gadget and playing around with technology.
पर ये लड़की बनकर क्यों?
Many Indian seniors face a growing digital divide that leaves them struggling with both technology and loneliness. As essential services, from banking and healthcare to government benefits and social communication, move online, older adults who lack digital literacy often find themselves dependent on others for basic tasks.
I do need help in technology because I'm living all alone.
टेक्नोलॉजी से का जितना हेल्प ले सकते हैं उतना हेल्प तो ज़रूर लेना चाहिए। अवेयरनेस की ज़रूरत है, लोगों को बताया जाए कि आप इसका कितना उपयोग अपने लिए कर सकते हैं।
Hamari Delhi Elder Friendly Survey in Delhi found that 86% of elderly residents lack digital literacy, affecting their ability to access healthcare, services and online communication, pointing to broader challenges of social and service exclusion for seniors. Age Well Foundation study reported around 85% of senior citizens in Delhi NCR were digitally illiterate, with most feeling marginalized and unable to find training opportunities.
Digital divide is a huge, and not only for senior citizens. Nowadays I am seeing even a young persons finding it difficult to cope up with artificial intelligence. Our society, our governments and we as doctors, we has to take a responsibility to make digital literacy more widely available, and we have to take more courses so that they can be more comfortable with this digital revolution.
A rising silver economy is steering fresh investment and rapid expansion in India's senior housing market. Senior living homes redefining retirement in urban India. Here's more. Children move away and parents, once central to joint families, often find themselves in large homes with just too much silence. Retirement communities are filling that silence with community, and that is what has given a fillip to the concept of retirement communities.
Core of any retirement community is actually the services, the care services. And when I say care, I mean care in every form: physical, emotional, social, occupational, spiritual, environmental. It's a holistic care that really defines a retirement community. The core difference here is not necessarily the infrastructure real estate. Of course, the real estate is thoughtfully designed for a senior in terms of features. So a wellness area which has a doctor on campus, nurses, physiotherapists, phlebotomists, some beds for end-of-life care, all-weather swimming pool, cuisine areas specifically subsidized, ghar ka khana, entertainment areas, areas for celebration. So curated calendars for engagement to keep them cognitively and physically active, helping them pursue the passion they wanted to, whether it's music, art or pottery. So I think it's all the services put together along with thoughtfully designed real estate which really defines independent senior living.
These communities in India are not just picking pace, they are becoming part of the new Indian dream, reshaping not just how seniors live, but how aging itself is understood and celebrated. Our senior living market is becoming one of the country's most attractive real estate opportunities, with over 10 crore Indians above the age of 60 in 2023 projected to triple to 30 crore by 2050. The demand for specialized housing for seniors is set to explode.
Because it takes time to prepare for an aging population. So far, the narrative in India has been all around our demographic dividend. but the reality is fast changing. If you look at the number of seniors today, about 150 million, that is more than the population of Japan. It is 7 times the population of Scandinavian countries. And this is, going at a very rapid rate. About 19,500 Indians turn 60 every day. Life expectancy has gone up. The 70 is the new 60, now. But unfortunately, so has disease burden. There's also a social transformation happening in India, where more and more families, at least in the top 10, 20 urban cities, are no longer joint families. They're all nuclear. So 27%, of urban senior citizens stay alone or with their spouse. One of the casualties of all this demographic and social transformation is benign neglect of our seniors. Therefore, isolation and mental, issues start to happen.
According to another joint report by the Association of Senior Living India, ASLI, and JLL India, 15,000 senior living homes are likely to come up by 2030 at an estimated investment of 26,000 crore if launches continue at the current pace in the organized market. At an accelerated growth trajectory, supply could touch 25,500 units, while with policy support, it might rise to further 34,600 units.
What we have noticed in the past, particularly after COVID, there's been a subtle shift in the thinking of seniors. They are now understanding the importance of safe and secure, communities where they can be taken care of. There was a report by JLL in 2024 which said India will need about 21 lakh units for seniors by 2030. And we only have a few thousand currently in operation or under construction. So there's a huge demand and supply gap. I do see a need, and a play for intergenerational communities where you have some towers for normal residential and some towers for senior living. So they can stay together, in one community. There will be more and more embedding of the care layer. So within the retirement communities, a lot more interventions around, care, proactive, preventive care, will come into place. There will be a role for technology to be able to monitor, to be able to look at, gadgets and devices for fall management as well. So that embedment will take place.
Recently, a minister from Rajasthan said that cow milk makes you smart. Buffalo milk will not help you with your cognitive health. Now, this is a bizarre statement to say the least, but many people do talk about some superfoods which work for your cognitive health, which make you sharp. Is that the truth really? Are there foods that work towards making you brainier? We find out in this report.
यदि अपने बच्चों को आगे बढ़ाना है, अपने बच्चों को बुद्धिमान बनाना है, अपने बच्चों को चंचल बनाना है, तो गोमाता का दूध पिलाओ।
Rajasthan Education Minister Madan Dilawar has triggered a controversy after claiming that milk from indigenous cows enhances children's intelligence and energy, while buffalo milk makes them sluggish.
गाय का गोमाता का दूध पीने वाला बच्चा विद्वान होता है, बुद्धिमान होता है, और भैंस का बच्चा थोड़ा माइंड से फश होता है। यदि अपने बच्चों को आगे बढ़ाना है, अपने बच्चों को बुद्धिमान बनाना है, अपने बच्चों को चंचल बनाना है, तो गोमाता का दूध पिलाओ।
Well, picture this. He said after feeding both calves fully, the buffalo calf would cough and doze off, and said, while the cow calf would leap around with a lot of energy, showcasing sharp intelligence. He also said, ask a cow calf and a buffalo calf to find their mothers from a distance. He suggested the cow calf will run straight to its mother, while the buffalo calf will struggle. The difference, he argued, reflects the supposed cognitive impact of the milk they consume. Well, we will find out about the intelligence of the cows and buffaloes, but first, I need some dope on the intelligence, really, of this minister. So, I asked this question to the doctor on how intelligent is this comment.
To presume that indigenous cow milk will make us intelligent while buffalo milk will make us dull is a little presumptuous, because the largest difference between cow milk and buffalo milk is the amount of fat present in both. The most important ingredient for the brain, which is vitamin B12, is adequately present in both cow and buffalo milk. So this claim is largely present to us and should be verified by scientific studies.
Well, experts say if there is any milk associated with good cognitive health, it is the breast milk. Well, that also brings us to some more questions around food and what type of food really boosts our brain health. Well, we've all heard of this, haven't we? Fish. Nay for some, yay for many. But are fish eating folks actually any brainier than others who don't eat fish?
Omega-3 fatty acids are essential for brain membranes and they actually help to protect the brain against oxidative damage by scavenging free radicals better because they are able to help the brain repair itself better. But it will be very difficult to say whether these people are brainier or not. But omega-3 fatty acids are good for brain health. Whether they make you more intelligent is actually questionable.
What about walnuts, considered the brain food?
By improving the cholesterol balance in the body, walnuts protect the brain against oxidative damage, atherosclerosis, brain strokes, dementia, and brain degeneration. So that is why in terms of overall brain health, walnuts are good. But whether they make you more intelligent, that's questionable.
Dark chocolates. I hear about the excellent work of flavonoids and how it could improve brain function and help in cognitive health.
See, we must differentiate the brain health in terms of oxidative damage, repair, atherosclerosis, risk of stroke or dementia versus intelligence or functioning of the mind. So most of these products actually help to make the brain better, healthier, give the brain more energy. But whether they make you more intelligent stands with a question mark.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi in Man Ki Baat has recently highlighted the growing awareness of organ donations in India. India has recorded a four-fold surge in organ transplants over the last 1 decade, according to the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare. From less than 5,000 in 2013, organ transplants in the country have now jumped to nearly 20,000 in 2025. But we still have a long way to go. Here's more.
कुछ ही दिन पहले हमने केरला की एक नन्ही मासूम आलिन शेरिन अब्राहम को खो दिया है। महज 10 महीनों में वो इस दुनिया से चली गई। कल्पना कीजिए, उसके सामने पूरी जिंदगी थी जो अचानक खत्म हो गई। कितने ही सपने और खुशियां अधूरी रह गई। उसके पेरेंट्स जिस पीड़ा से गुजर रहे होंगे उसे शब्दों से व्यक्त नहीं किया जा सकता है। लेकिन इतने गहरे दर्द के बीच भी आलिन के पिता अरुण अब्राहम और मां शेरिन ने एक ऐसा फैसला लिया जिससे हर देशवासी का हृदय उनके प्रति सम्मान से भर गया है। उन्होंने आलिन के अंगदान का फैसला किया। इस एक फैसले से पता चलता है कि उनकी सोच कितनी बड़ी है और व्यक्तित्व कितना विशाल।
This marks the third time the Prime Minister has spoken about organ donation in Man Ki Baat, putting the much-needed spotlight on a challenge the country faces, that of shortage of organs. But before the bad news about the shortage, the good news first. Organ transplants have seen a four-fold increase in the country, from less than 5,000 in 2013 to nearly 20,000 in 2025, according to the Government of India. But here's the catch. Nearly 18% of transplants are currently being performed with organs donated from dead donors, and dependence on cadaver donors is way too high.
We all know that kidney disease have become an epidemic, and it's very difficult to diagnose kidney disease at a very early stage. So what we see mostly in the outpatient clinic is the patients who are coming in a very late stage, and when they require either dialysis or kidney transplant.
This figure is upsetting to say the least. As of late 2025, over 82,000 plus patients are actively waiting organs, with the majority needing kidneys and livers.
Right for heart, if I say, almost 50,000 patients are waiting at a time for a cardiac transplant. And actually, how many get it? Just 200 to 300. So there is a huge gap between organ donation and the requirement for organ donation. Similarly, with the kidneys, there is a dearth of somewhere around 90,000 patients who are waiting for kidney transplant. Some 50,000 waiting for liver transplant. But actually what is happening, we are just able to cover up ranging from 0.2 to just hardly 2% of the patient population.
Organ transplants have come a long way. The first successful human organ transplant was a kidney transplant performed in the month of December 1954. Liver, heart and pancreas transplants were successfully performed by the late 1960s, while lung and intestinal organ transplant procedures began in the 1980s. Among the advances that modern medicine has brought, organ transplantation affirms the very spirit of humanity. For a country like India, creating a robust, ethical and scalable organ transplant ecosystem was not just a necessity, but a moral imperative. India has built one of the most comprehensive and integrated organ transplant frameworks in the global south.
So for kidney transplants, we have grown in technological way, like most of our donors are having laparoscopic surgery. And now in recipient also, a few of them who are obese, they have advantage of robotic transplant surgery. But unfortunately, in terms of increase in the number, that has to be really worked on, because we haven't seen significant increase in number of transplant.
So can organs, say a kidney or the liver, be retrieved from a deceased who suffered diabetes, hypertension? Yes, says the Indian Society for Organ Transplantation.
India doesn't have the very good disease donor program as compared to what most of the European countries have. The organs like retina, heart or kidney, if they are, or the lung, if they are not damaged because of these diabetes, then we can actually harness liver and kidney. And this same thing is being applied for the living donation also right now.
Experts also say over the past 5 to 6 years, misinformation has spread, fueled by vested interests. False claims that doctors are certifying brain death and harvesting organs for commercial gain have done a lot of damage.
Most of our donors are live related. So your donor has to be a relative and alive. So we have 2 kidneys. So he has to live the rest of his life with 1 kidney. So as I said, there is another fear in most of our population that if we lose 1 kidney, our survival would not be the same. The second way we can increase the donor pool is promoting donation of organs after death. I think that part is really needs to be worked on.
While concerns remain, there is superstition and fear that also play a big role in preventing people from donating organs of their loved ones.
Human beings, they do have this kind of belief that we donate some organ, we may not get their organ in next birth. So these kind of myths are being, we are trying our best to get rid of these kind of myths.
So how does organ donation work? How does one convince a patient's family that he or she is brain dead? Like in the case of baby Alan from Kerala, a 10-month-old who recently donated 5 of her organs.
There are multiple people which are involved, every hospital and all that. We try to first convince, someone has to break the ice that the patient is brain dead. So there is a whole criteria for that which we follow. There are apnea tests which are done. We try to convince the family, because the consent has to be given by the family member, that they are ready to donate the organs. And I would say it is right from the schooling onwards. We should convince. Right now, various schools, we organize certain things where we tell that organ donation is good. So right now, patients come and they said that I want to donate my organ if I have any such thing.
How does one really go about donating the organs? What's the procedure here?
There are organ donation cards which are available online. We have Indian Society of NATO National Organ Tissue Transplant Program. So you can log on to their website and really fill up the form to donate your organs once you're dead. But despite that, our law is a little stringent to allow donation, even if you have filled the form, because your relatives need to agree to that.
Well, did you know that you can donate all your organs, even your skin, if you want? A single donor can help multiple people through the donation of their heart, lungs, kidneys, liver, pancreas, and much more. It's not even counting the tissue donation, which can help dozens more. We are busting the myths around organ donation and telling you what the facts really are to encourage you to donate your organ if at all you get an opportunity. Have you ever thought of becoming an organ donor but held back? You have had your doubts. Well, our experts are busting all myths and telling you all that you need to know about organ donation. So donating an organ during one's lifetime is extremely risky. Isn't that a myth?
All the donation that happens is a very scientific process. Even the disease donor is a scientific process where you evaluate the donor, and then if the organs are good and functioning, you use them. For a living related donor, it is a very, very hardened, structured and very enormous evaluation that happens over 4 or 5 stages in the donor. And once they become okay, then only they can donate. So donating organ is a very scientific process. They would donate organ if only they are medically completely fit.
Only young and perfectly healthy people can donate. What are doctors then saying?
There is a criteria for each organ, and the age varies from 18 to 55 years for liver and 18 to 60 or maybe 65 years for kidney. So it is desirable to have young donors because their liver functions and other things would be better. But it's not that only young and very, very fit people can donate.
A normal life cannot be lived after donating an organ.
Even if you take the organ, the body remains normal, and there is nothing like they would have a low quality of life or there would be danger to their life, apart from certain scientific known surgical complications which can happen early in the part, but the people will recover. But long run, they all will have normal life as like any other individual.
Well, that brings us to the end of this edition of Health 360. We hope you enjoyed watching the show as much as we did, putting it together for you. You can find all of our reports up on our website. It's indiatoday.in. You can download the app. India Today social media platforms carry our reports as well. Our hashtag is Health360, Health360 Plus. You can find these on Instagram, Twitter, of course, X, YouTube, and Facebook. That brings us to the end of this edition. Thank you so much for watching. Take very good care of yourself. Bye for now.